On the 27th of July 1890, in a quiet village in the north of France, the world lost a brilliant artist. Vincent van Gogh, creator of the legendary The Starry Night, left this world under a cloud of mystery, just a year after painting his inspiring masterpiece. It was the sad and dramatic climax after many years of mental suffering, even spending a year in a mental asylum and cutting off his own ear. Van Gogh himself admitted in his words, "I put my heart and my soul into my work, and lost my mind in the process." Only a few paintings are known by everyone on Earth, like Da Vinci's Mona Lisa. Among these is the haunting work The Scream by Edvard Munch, a Norwegian artist who also battled his inner demons. Sold for an astounding $120 million in 2012. The painting shows a tormented soul under a bleeding sky, reflecting Munch's own struggles with paranoia and hallucinations. He was eventually admitted to a psychiatric hospital in Copenhagen. But Van Gogh and Munch are just the beginning of the dark relationship between creative genius and mental turmoil. Throughout history, countless gifted individuals have wrestled with their minds, often ending in tragedy. This darkness can consume anyone, even you or me, as we walk our own creative paths. To explore this frightening abyss, we'll dive into the thoughts of philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche and examine 3 common struggles tied to creativity: substance abuse, depression, and schizophrenia. By combining philosophy and psychology, we can begin to understand the roots of the creative individual's suffering. Friedrich Nietzsche quotes, "Creation, that is the great redemption from all suffering, and life's growing light. But that the creator may be, suffering is needed." Nietzsche believed that creativity could be both a cure for suffering and a cause of great pain. His ideas might seem confusing, but they offer a fascinating glimpse into the creative mind. He was heavily influenced by the pessimistic ideas of Arthur Schopenhauer, who saw suffering as an endless cycle of desire and lack. Unlike Schopenhauer, Nietzsche didn't believe in giving up on desires. Instead, he saw resignation as weakness and urged people to face life's challenges head-on. Nietzsche explains, "The path to one's heaven always leads through the voluptuousness of one's own hell." He believed that walking through the fires of our own personal hells is the only way to overcome suffering. So why do creative people suffer so much? It's not the act of painting or writing itself that causes pain, but the uncertainty and darkness that the creative individual experiences. As they navigate uncharted waters, they face terrifying monsters and pay a steep price, sometimes with their sanity or even their lives. Are you ready to explore the depths of this creative darkness? Join us on this journey and discover the truth about the relationship between creativity and suffering. Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "The whole future lies in uncertainty." Humans have always been uncertain about what will happen in the future. This uncertainty is most difficult for creative people. Imagine a brave explorer setting sail on a treacherous sea of darkness with no map to guide them. This is the life of the creative, where uncertainty lies hidden like a hungry beast waiting to strike. The creative's heart races, their palms sweat, and their courage falters as they face not only the unknown, but also the judgment of others and their own critical gaze. For the creative who relies on their art for their very livelihood, the stakes are higher than you can imagine. Their success, their reputation, their very self-worth hang in the balance, making the abyss all the more terrifying. During this process, uncertainty can cause anxiety. Anxiety is often linked to problems like substance abuse, depression, and schizophrenia in creative people, and it can be responsible for neural degeneration in the brain. There are 3 psychological disorders that are commonly associated with creative individuals. First, there is depression. Van Gogh famously wrote, "The sadness will last forever." His words echoed the pain that creative souls often felt, a deep, unrelenting sorrow that seemed to have no end. One reason for this sadness was the uncertainty and uncontrollable nature of their futures. This overwhelming fear often mixed with depression and creates a toxic potion that haunted the minds of creative individuals. Second, psychological disorders called schizophrenia, a mysterious illness that scientists believed might be linked to creativity. Both Van Gogh and another famous painter, Munch, were tormented by this beast, experiencing frightening delusions and hallucinations. These terrifying visions might have sparked their creativity, but they also led to disastrous actions, such as when Van Gogh cut off his own ear. Third and most dangerous psychological disorders is addictive substances, like alcohol. It seemed to offer a temporary escape from the suffering, a way to silence the demons in their minds. Sadly, this was but a fleeting moment of peace, for the monster was only growing stronger. To understand this treacherous relationship between alcohol and anxiety, we must journey into the depths of the human brain. There, we discovered two mighty warriors locked in battle: gamma-aminobutyric acid and glutamate. Anxiety is fueled by a decrease in GABA and an increase in glutamate, and alcohol, at first, appears to be a mighty champion, boosting GABA and reducing glutamate. At last, the brain adapts, and the once valiant hero becomes the villain, only feeding the monster of anxiety. Caught in this vicious cycle of more alcohol, more anxiety, and more suffering, countless creative individuals have been dragged into the darkness. They have tried to fight the monsters, but in the end, they lose their minds, just like Van Gogh. Van Gogh's tragic words, "I put my heart and my soul into my work and lost my mind in the process." So the question is, are all creative souls doomed to suffer forever? The answer is uncertain, but one thing is sure: creativity is a necessity, a beacon of light in the darkest of times. Even when the monsters seem to be winning, there is a chance for a brilliant, fleeting moment of joy. This is the light that we see in beautiful art, in breathtaking performances, and in life-changing innovations. This is the light that creative individuals share with the world, even if it means sailing into the darkest abyss. So let us celebrate and appreciate the sacrifices of these brave artists, writers, and innovators. They have faced the monsters and endured the darkness to make our world a brighter place. As Nietzsche once wrote, creation is life's growing light. So to all the suffering artists, self-doubting writers, laughed-at entrepreneurs, and most importantly, the little creative child within all of us, let's continue to bravely sail into the darkness and light up this world. Thank you for watching my video. If you enjoy this video, please subscribe, like, and share with your friends and family.